Welcome! Today, we're digging into a timeless parable about a farmer and his 4 lazy sons. But this isn't just some old story. It's actually a blueprint for getting over procrastination and discovering the real treasure that's hidden in hard work. So let's get into it.
So, it all starts with a father's deep, deep worry. This is Haripal, a farmer who has poured his entire life into his land. But his biggest fear isn't about the next harvest. It's about his legacy. He looks at his 4 sons, and he doesn't see successors. He sees guys who would much rather kick back and relax than take on any responsibility. And that leads him to this really critical question.
So who are these sons anyway? Let's meet the brothers, Umesh, Rajesh, Sonu, and Yashwant. Each one is kind of trapped in his own little cycle of comfort and doing nothing. It's like a perfect storm of procrastination that's got their father completely worried.
First up, you've got Umesh, the oldest. His main problem? Just pure apathy. We're talking so lazy he wouldn't even bother to wake up if the sun was going down. He's that feeling we all get sometimes of just not being able to find the energy to even start.
Next is Rajesh. Now, it's not that he hates work. He's just totally indifferent to it. He would way rather spend his whole day just chilling under a tree than lift a finger on the farm. His is the laziness that comes from distraction, from always choosing the easiest path. Then you have Sonu, the 3rd son. He's a cheerful guy, pretty good-natured, but he completely dodges any kind of duty. He's that classic, cheerful procrastinator, you know the type. Always got a smile on his face while finding another reason to put things off.
And finally, there's Yashwant, the youngest and definitely the most stubborn of the bunch. He's not just passively lazy, he is actively, defiantly against any kind of work. So yeah, you can see why their dad was so stressed out.
Now, Haripal was a smart guy. He knew that scolding them or giving them a big lecture would be totally useless against this 4-headed beast of laziness. He needed something bigger, something that would really spark a change. So he came up with this absolutely brilliant plan, all built around a secret.
And this really gets to the heart of the problem, right? What do you do when someone is just stuck, deep in a cycle of doing nothing? How in the world do you light a fire under someone who has spent years basically perfecting the art of laziness? Well, Harpal's answer was genius.
He gets all his sons together and hits them with this single electrifying sentence. What's so amazing here is how this one idea, the promise of a huge reward, just instantly shatters their apathy. It cuts right through all their excuses and speaks to something much more primal, greed. And the change is immediate. It's total. The same guys who couldn't be bothered to get out of bed are now grabbing shovels and pickaxes, just dreaming of all the gold and silver they're about to find. Their entire habit of laziness, built up over years, is broken in a single moment by the promise of a shortcut to getting rich.
So the brothers just go for it, throwing themselves into the work. That first day is all excitement and energy, but then reality hits. Their hands are covered in blisters, their muscles are aching, and at the end of a long, hard day, they found nothing, absolutely nothing. This is their first real taste of effort and the crushing disappointment that can come with it.
But this is where the whole story turns, because while they didn't find the gold they were dreaming of, their hard work led them to 3 treasures that were way more valuable. First, they discovered the deep satisfaction of actual physical work, of seeing real progress made by their own hands. Second, they learned the power of patience, that real rewards take time. And third, they realized the incredible value of the wisdom their father had passed down was more precious than any jewel.
So this is the really crucial lesson Haripal teaches them about patience. He explains that the rewards that really matter, the ones that last, they don't happen overnight. You can't just find true value in a day. You have to cultivate it over time, with consistent effort. And that's the second great treasure, understanding the process.
So eventually they do find a chest. You can imagine the excitement. But when they pry it open, that excitement turns into this crushing disappointment because there's no gold. But then, that disappointment turns into this incredible moment of understanding. Inside isn't gold or jewels, but something way more powerful. All the knowledge their ancestors had collected, farming plans, notes on the weather, all this time-tested wisdom. They basically found the blueprint for creating their own wealth.
And this just perfectly illustrates the huge lesson here. The brothers were looking for a treasure you find, something easy, something passive, made of gold. But what they discovered was a treasure you build, one made of sweat and wisdom. The first kind offers you temporary wealth, sure, but the second kind, that creates lasting value.
Okay, so how do we actually apply this to our own lives? Let's take these lessons and turn them into a simple blueprint for when you're facing your own field of procrastination. Here are 3 affirmations, all based on the treasures the brothers found.
The first affirmation is all about reframing the whole task. Instead of seeing work as this annoying obstacle you have to get through to get to the good stuff, you start to see that the effort is the reward. It's about finding satisfaction in the process itself, in the learning, just like the brothers did.
All right, the second one is about letting go of that need for instant gratification. Meaningful stuff takes time. This is a reminder to trust the process, right? To plant the seed of your effort today without demanding to see the fruit tomorrow. It's all about embracing that journey of growth.
And the final affirmation, this one focuses on your own internal resources. The greatest treasure the brothers found was the knowledge that was already there. This is to remind you that your real wealth is in your experience, your knowledge, your ability to learn. You already have the tools you need to get started.
So that kind of leaves us with one final thought. So often, we put things off because we're looking for that easy chest of gold. But as this story shows us, the real treasure is actually hidden inside the work itself, in the skills we build, the patience we learn, and the wisdom we gain along the way. So the question is, what treasure is your hard work waiting for you to uncover?